Welcome back, everybody. So, before we really get cooking here, it appears as though my webcam has crapped the bed. I don't know what happened between now and a couple hours ago, but here we are. I did nothing yet. As you see, I'm turning it on off in the corner. It's a nothing burger. So, nothing I can do about that. We'll just roll with it. Fair enough? Fair enough. Y'all already know what I look like. Good to see everybody regardless. If you haven't done so, please go jump over and hit like. It's free. It costs nothing. $3. Free dollars to hit like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube shares it around for everyone to see, and we'll get more people on, more people who are on, more people learning, more money being made. That's crucial. All right, everyone, subscribe while you're there. Hit the notification bell. Don't miss everything we do. We do this for y'all. It's not for me. It's for y'all. All right, cool. So what we'll start off with here is a little bit of Bitcoin. Not gonna lie, a little disconcerting here. And the reason I say I'm a little disconcerted with it, as you see, we do very basic things here, folks. We keep it pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? We keep it pretty, in my opinion, pretty darn basic. Unfortunately, we're getting pinned down right now by that 50-day moving average, and I honestly didn't expect this to happen, yet it's still happening, right? There's nothing I can do about that. So, since we've been given apples, let's make apple juice, right? Give lemons, you make lemonade, whatever you can do with it. Unfortunately, what I see is this little pattern that's forming right here I've kind of seen before. And what I mean is, I'll show you this here kind of zoomed in a little bit. So before, you can't really see it right now, but I could probably dig around historically and find it. Whenever you see these large red candles like this one that you have right here, I'm going to highlight that and let's do purple. There you go. That red candle that you see I've circled in purple, followed by all these little choppy candles right here that are also red, that are all closing just below the previous candle closing. And I'll zoom in a little bit more here so you can see it. There you go. That's very zoomed in now, right? So you can see the first low there, and the next low, and the next low, and the next low. And these are all lower highs and lower highs and lower highs and lower highs on a very low time frame and very low scale. Just the way it is. All right? I wish it was different. It ain't. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So deal with it. You know what? I'm looking up at the camera because I've learned to kind of like look up to the camera when I'm talking so you guys get the picture, but you can't see me, so I'm an idiot. Of course I'm an idiot. Anyway, nonetheless, we see some very basic stuff that I don't want to see here. I need to see this improve rapidly. Problem, I don't see rapid improvement on account of this horrible looking candle right here. That's terrible, everyone. This is a shooting star candle or an upside down hammer. Nothing sounds good. What do shooting stars typically do, everyone? They fall rapidly from the sky. All right. This looks like what's happening here. Sad but true. Unfortunate, but we have to learn to deal with what we've got. I hate that the camera didn't work, dude. This blows. I didn't do anything to make it not work either. I can tinker around with it for a second here. No, let's click properties. Maybe. I didn't do anything different, man. That's just Canon EOS webcam utility popping up, which typically means I need to close the app out, but I don't have the app open, as you can see. I only have my Stream Deck, OBS Studio, and a couple little small widgets. So I don't know, man. Whatever. This happens before, and I cut everything off, and I remove Windows updates, and things go back. So it's whatever, dude. Anyway, I don't like this candle formation. This is awful. Not to mention the fact that it came up and kissed the bottom side of that 50-day moving average just perfectly. Man, that sucks real bad. And since that sucks real bad and there's nothing we can do about it, is what it is, all right? I tell you what we'll probably do. We'll probably only do 30 minutes tonight on the count of the camera not working, and it's a little bit less entertaining, right? And I don't want to waste everybody's time. We'll do a little bit earlier Zoom. For y'all who don't know, after these live streams, we do a Zoom over in the Discord for everyone who's a subscriber. You can come hang out with me, talk to me, bull crap with me. You'll come to learn I'm just a regular guy like y'all. It's a little bit easier to learn when you're in person, face to face, and you can talk to me. And that's why we do that. We give everyone the opportunity to come in, hang out, talk to us, talk amongst each other as men. And for the few ladies who come in, of course, we have y'all come in and talk too. We don't want to leave anyone out. So, yeah, we'll do that maybe a little sooner than normal. How about that? That'll give everyone a little bit extra time to talk to me. And I'll reset the computer after this, see if I can get everything to come back and work. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I don't like this formation at all. I do like that it's sitting on support, which is this green box here. All right. I don't hate that. The problem is everything else is pointing down. That sucks. I don't have the 100 moving average in here, but if I put it on, you'll see. Also, no bueno, right? I don't have the Ichimoku cloud, but if I turn it on, you'll see we're barely, and this is the saving grace here, we are barely hanging on to the Ichimoku cloud right there. Do you see that? It's barely hanging on. This needs to improve rapidly. I need to see this come off the bottom of this cloud and move up toward the top of this cloud up here at least, and I'll switch that to a brighter color. Let's do I'll do white. I need to see it come up here to the bottom of this cloud and try to get right. It just hasn't yet. Okay. If it doesn't, that's bad. I want to see it stay above this cloud at all costs. I really don't want to see it fall under now. Historically, it may have done that before. Back in 2020, it peaked underneath the cloud for just a little bit and then jumped back over. 2016, it did not. It stayed above. Also in 2020, this thing just went dead sideways for a period of time throughout the summer and then finally made a move up a little after. Now, obviously, we don't have the same conditions in the world that we had back then. So I'm hopeful that that doesn't necessarily matter too much and leads us down a path of sustainability and not a path of wreckability. Let me say hey to everyone while I'm here. What's up, Tex, Colo Colo, Miss Judy, Cody Kensel, Yo Ray Ray, what's up? Anthony Kaufman, what's up, my guy? Phonetic Duck, Jay Gross says 113 mark. Did you jiggle the thingy? Andrew Ionescu, good to see you, brother. Fritz, evening, brother. Give us the straight dope we're looking. Weak, 100%. I would agree. Terry Brennan, what's up, Jeremy, my cousin? So what are people? Keith broke his camera. The dude, my bald ass head broke the camera. In case y'all don't know, I shaved my head bald now, and it's slick as a baby's ass up here on the top. And I guess that broke the camera. Whatever. Quiggs, what's up, Quiggs? Good to see you, brother. Miss Allie, how you doing, Miss Allison? All right, so again, saving grace. We're still above the cloud. Let me switch to the CME chart so you can see the difference there. In case you don't know the difference between a CME chart and a non-CME chart, well, the CME chart is Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So these close on the weekend, stays open on the weekdays, but on the weekend it stops and it causes gaps. Some say that this chart's a touch more accurate than the regular Bitcoin chart because of that, because there's bigger people in it, bigger players happening, crazy liquidity runs, that kind of thing. Shows up pretty well here. So looking at the CME chart, it appears I've got decent support down here as well. But as you see, we're still above the 100 moving average on the CME chart. Now, if you remember the other Bitcoin chart I just showed you, we're below it. And that's the difference between the CME chart and the regular Bitcoin chart. The CME chart has less days on it. So the slower moving averages tend to lag behind a little bit more. And you're seeing here that this thing's likely got some support here. In fact, it could hit what looks to be right about 63,000 over here. If you see that number, that's the 100 moving average over the price bar. That's about 63,000 flat. So conceivably, 63,000 could get hit and still not be the end of the world. All right, now let me show you some Fibonacci retracement, Fib time zones here. So if we pull up some Fib retracement, we start from the bottom of the low and go to the top of the high, which would be the bottom of the low, top of the high. We can see that we failed the trend right in through here. And when we failed the trend, we started a downtrend. You can make that red because, hey, it needs to be red. That way people don't really argue. That's a red downtrend. We've started that. We're measuring how far back we're likely to fall. All right, I can put this in log, linear. It doesn't matter. It's pretty darn even the same way, okay? What I see currently is we're still sitting above the 50% retracement fib. That's okay. As long as it stays above this, it can break this red trend line that you see right here, kind of pinning the price down. Can break that red trend line and move back north, and we'll have escaped, right? Or we push down farther toward this 618 level, which at this point is down here near 62,425. But as I said, you know, that 100 moving average is sitting around 63,000. If I switch this to linear, it's a slightly different number. You see, 618 is down here around 62,800 or around 63,000. Also, the linear mode, 618, 786, 886, Sniper's Alley line is right here, 886. It could come down and touch this 886 line, which happens to line up with the 618 line at 63,000. Question to me is, how long does it stay down there? Now, we've been monitoring liquidity levels. And in case you don't know what liquidity levels are, I'll give you a quick rundown here. He said the glare was too much. That's messed up, dude. So liquidity runs happen when a lot of machines, bots, machines and bot trades see a certain level where a lot of longs or a lot of shorts have entered the trade. So break this down for you. I'm going to pull up Bitcoin on the 15-minute. It's going to be silly, I know, but I want you to see it. All right. So pull it up here. All right. So we have our highs and our lows. You can kind of see the run. We had a high, we had a low, and price ran up to this, created this high, and immediately retreated and went way down here. And as you see, it pushed and pushed and pushed, and it pushed to that last low right through here. You see how it's dribbling itself along that line right there? What that tells me is a lot of people entered long right here and ran the price up. They got their money. Once the price stopped and reversals happened, all right, that reversal happened. I'll draw a little trend line for you right here. You don't have to be super perfect with this. I'm just giving you an example. Something like that. You see the trend failed right around here, and we started to retreat very rapidly. A lot of shorts looked to take profit right down here because this is where all the longs were piled up, where all the longs were sitting just about to get liquidated, because whenever you take a trade like this, you set a stop loss if you're responsible. You set your stop loss under where you took your trade. All right? That's the smart, responsible thing to do. You set a stop loss so you don't lose all your monies. All right? And in this case, you pushed real hard, you pushed again, pushed. It's attacking the longs, just eating them alive. And in fact, this was a very aggressive attack on those longs. Those shorts came in with a fury. Now, good and bad at this. All right, good is you came down here and you got the greed and knocked the greedy people out. The ones that went super long, real fast with high leverage, and they thought they were killing it. All right, you came down here and you smoked them to the tune of about $150 million. If I'm not mistaken, we've been tracking it, and I didn't add up today because I wasn't in the office all day. But yesterday we had over $300 million worth of liquidations, which is money getting taken out of the market by stop losses getting kicked, or liquidations happening with people who didn't set a tight enough stop loss. All right, it's pretty commonplace, happens all the time. All right, but these liquidity runs keep happening. We haven't had a hard liquidity run to the north in a while. You see where this run up here stopped and started retreating? It never made it to this high up here. See that? Never quite made it up there. Furthermore, this run up didn't quite make it to this high. See that? It was close. Wasn't quite there though. Furthermore, there's another one up here that hasn't been hit. And another one that hasn't been hit. The really wild thing here is yesterday, while this run happened and made this really, really aggressive spike up, there was still over $1 billion worth of shorts taken all through here. Shorts entered, shorts entered, shorts entered, shorts entered over and over and over again. All right. We haven't had them attacked yet. These things can only pile up for so long. Once they stop piling up and start getting liquidated, you'll see the shorts remove some of their liquidity and get their profits out, or cut and run when they think they've got all they can get and the trend may be shifting the other way. Well, they'll jump out and go the opposite direction, or they'll just sit back and take a break while the rest of the market corrects itself, right? It's pretty common and pretty commonplace across really all markets, especially on low time frames. Now, you don't really want to go down here and watch this stuff because it's just going to drive you crazy, to be honest with you. But I wanted you to see that liquidity levels are being attacked. If I did this on a daily, gosh, we got liquidity levels way down here and way down here that have never been attacked. Do they get hit? I guess it's possible. I can't tell you no, that won't happen. I'll say it's a little less realistic than, it's a little more possible than probable. But I don't like to leave anything out of the way. I've learned my lesson over the years about saying things just absolutely can't happen. They can and they will. This level looks like it's going to happen to me. If you go look at a liquidity map, which I'll show you here, this is CoinAnk. All right, shout out to CoinAnk for doing free stuff. This shows you a liquidation map and shows you where all the heavy shorts and heavy longs are. All right, so right here is your high leverage trades in orange. You see a bunch of high leverage trades piled up right here. Here's our current price. And a bunch of high leverage trades piled up here and over here. These are all shorts. These are all longs. As you see, there are way more shorts than there are longs. And in fact, the shorts are way up the line as compared to very close to the line over here. All right. You'll see they're about currently $600 million worth of longs, and there are currently about $1 billion worth of shorts. So 2-to-1 right now, getting pounded. I can switch this to weekly. We can step out one little time frame farther and see that there's a lot of shorts piled up roughly at 65,500. Looks like right around 67,500, and we can't see farther, but I know for a fact that there's more piled up at 70,000 and 72,000. So tons of liquidations to take if the bulls ever got off their butt and really pushed the price over. All right. Here's a liquidation heat map for you. What this shows us is in the bright colors here, these are all aggressive shorts and aggressive longs. All right. And you can see the numbers over here, $485 million worth right here. Right through here's a little less, 422, 387, lots and lots and lots of longs down here that could get wiped out. If the price were to suddenly drop, it would kill these trades. And as I said, there's more up here. We just haven't gotten there yet. Now here I can kind of step out a little more and you can see higher levels. That's 1 week, about 1 month. There we go. So right now I see that we've got about 800, 900 million, $1 billion worth of shorts at 67.5. That'll change a little bit as the price goes up. They'll start leaving. But we see usually at least half stay in. So if we do attack this up here, that's the level to go, 67.5. Furthermore, and you see how it's very bright right at the peaks, right? That's where all the trades were entered. That's where they're liquidated, right? So big ones are up here around 700 or 72,000, right here around 70,000, and right here around 67.5. Those three levels, 67.5, 70,000, 72,000. Those are the aggressive gotcha points. Furthermore, back to the chart, if we were to get up there, which would be quite the sprint, I'm going to be straight with you. It'd be quite the sprint for it to get up there, but there's 67.5, there's 70, there's 72. Looking at it like that, it doesn't look so bad, does it? Because what happened last time things looked really bad? That thing just come right up off the floor and sprinted and got those shorts and these shorts. Didn't quite get these over here just yet. And didn't quite get these over here just yet. All right. So there's your absolute probabilities. There's an absolute probability that we liquidate either shorts or longs. You can see it coming. There's nothing we can do about it. The question is, which one do we do first? This candle structure makes me think that we come down and hit these shorts first, but I can't guarantee that. All right, I just showed you Fibonacci retracement. They were between the 50 fib and the 618. So let me show you fib time zones. Same way I did the fib retracement, I'll do fib time zones. So we'll start at the bottom and we pull up. And you'll see these go horizontal rather than vertical. All right. Right there, I went from the bottom to the top, and I grabbed those top wicks, and I followed this trend right here with this little dotted trend line. Can't really mistake it. At the bottom, we see our 786 level. So this thing got a 786 snipe this direction and a 78 snipe this direction. It got absolutely demolished, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is ruthless. Look at that. Damn. So right here in this area, dude, that was gnarly right there. You had a 786 here and a 786 in this direction. I guess I should have knew that that was going to happen because it got blasted right there. But nonetheless, now we've started coming back down. Here are our next action lines. We don't have an action line until what appears to be June 29th, which is the end of next week, actually in a weekend and some change. That our next decision point comes where we get to our 1.272, our 1.414, and our 1.618 back in the other direction. All right. I would like to see us hold this line because that sets a higher floor and it gives us a chance to wick off up and out of here. Okay. If we do not hold this level and we fall down here, then we are doomed to come down farther, and we may not reverse till we get all the way over here to the 2 fib. And I don't want to see that happen. I want to see it hold the line. All right. I want to see it stay over here and get to these take profit fibs or these reversal fibs and start reversing back the other way. I don't have any guarantees yet, but I can tell you mathematically, those are the times that are most important to me. Roughly the end of June and going into July, which is July 5th right here, the next little line, July 14th, the line after that, and somewhere over here in August, making a decision, right? I expect the summer to be good because it usually is. However, look, y'all, I can't predict the market. I wish I could, but I can't. So since I can't, I just work with what I've got. Okay. I'm a little concerned, not the end of the world concerned. Played this game before. I'm not going to sit over here and panic. I'm not the panic type. Just ain't going to happen. And again, I'm sorry about the camera. Camera quit on me. I don't know what happened. It's working above the screen because my little side screen for the camera's on and working. I can see myself in the camera. But for whatever reason, the stupid webcam utility thing isn't working. I don't know, dude. I'll have to reset it and start all over again. The struggles of a streamer. That's a lot of equipment I got in here, and I wish it would work right the first time. It don't. All right, so let me go to total market cap real fast. Real fast, like. All right, I've got Fib time zones and Fibonacci retracement already set up on this one. You can kind of see the trend line that I pulled right here to kind of follow along. That was the Bitcoin trend that we just had that I kind of followed and showed you a second ago. I got a double 786, double headshot right here in this red box. Double headshot. So going back the other direction, 1.272, 1.414, 1.618 total market cap, it looks like is a little closer to reversal than just Bitcoin. So we may see a little altcoin decoupling here, all right? Because it looks like total market cap wants to get there first. I'm not positive on that, but it's just something that I noticed, all right? I like the buy pressure a little better, but I don't like that candle structure. That's an ugly candle, y'all. That's all there is to it. I'm sorry. So I really need to see that improve. I don't know what else to say. I've seen worse. I'll say that. I've seen worse. So I hold out high hopes, but hopes and dreams don't get us anything. Reality is where we have to live, and that's a little spooky, bro. You have a face for radio anyway. I know, right, bro? So look, one thing I've learned about men in this space, we can make fun of each other and bust each other's balls and not get upset about it. I want people to take that and realize that we can do that in real life too, okay? We don't have to be so serious and angry with each other all the time and get offended by everything. Us men can bust balls and give each other a hard time, and it's fine. Let's all work for that, for just more than on the screen here. Let's do that out in real life, okay? It's just something that we've lost over the years we need to bring back. Bitcoin dominance is the reason I talk about perhaps we see a little slip up here, and we see some alts gain a little bit of strength back. All right, linear, log, doesn't matter. We're floating sideways here. We had a little bit of a head rush run up here and an immediate pause with this really ugly candle that we had at the top here, just like we had this one. We got another ugly candle, and you see afterwards we had a fall off. The question is, do we get a fall off? And if we do, what happens? Does money go into altcoins? Does money come out of everything? Total market cap I just showed you doesn't look too bad, right? So be careful, because we're over every moving average. It's still not primed to fail. Not quite out of the cloud just yet, but it's so close to getting out of the cloud right there. It's peeking its head over, hasn't quite gotten there. Everything else on the cloud is green. We'll see if it fails. It's really close. That being said, let me pull up others, which is everything except the top 10. All right, this is top 10 minus. If you look, it's gotten really ugly for everything outside of the top 10, hasn't it? Oversold, roughly oversold. MACD in the absolute effing gutter. In fact, lowest levels since June of 22. You got to expect this can't keep up. And for that reason, it makes me think, hey, maybe we see others.d turn the corner. You see it hit the 50 fib in linear and failed and rolled back. Let's pull the fib in the other direction. I'm in linear mode right now, not log. I'm doing this to prove a point here. Now, we did a 50 fib in one direction, and then we did the golden pocket run so far in this direction. Plus, we're oversold. Plus, the MACD is the lowest point it's been since a year ago. All the moving averages are above the price. It's getting hammered. It looks like it could recover from here. If that's the case, altcoins might decouple a little bit from Bitcoin, but not a lot. Okay, be careful. Bitcoin is still the king. That does not mean anything's over. I want to show you what I mean before we get off here. Like I said, I'd only do a 30-minute show tonight since the camera wasn't working and it's a little less entertaining. I want to show you 2020 here, but after I show you 2016. This is 2016 post-halving. You see it had a pretty little mean rip right in summer, and right after summer of running up, it rolled over and quit. All right, it kind of dipped during the summer and rolled over and quit after. All right, I want to show you the same thing in 2020. Here's 2020. See that same dip in price? This was during the summer. Started in June, and it really fell off aggressively until the end of the summer. It tried to recover. It did recover a little bit, and then right back down, right? At the end of the year, it recovered and kind of sprinted at the end, you know, around the fall. It really sprinted and worked hard. All right, here we are again, coming up on the summer. Same situation. We already come up really close to our green box, missed it by a hair, stuck under the 50 fib. Do we finally see Bitcoin dominance trail off a little bit and then shoot down toward the end of the year? Or do we see it come down here and make one more sprint up all the way up there? I'm not sure yet. I'm still questioning it myself. I don't have the exact answer to that. I'll continue to monitor it very closely because I think everything's hinging on this. It's hinging on whether or not Bitcoin dominance falls off, and if total 2, total 3 all fall off with it, or do we see others.d slowly pull this thing back up into a little bit of a recovery for altcoins? It's no big secret, everyone. Everything follows Bitcoin for the most part. We have seen a few decouple here and there. For instance, LimeWire yesterday did a 50% candle. Almost got me back to break even because I bought this a little bit too early. I bought this about 2.5 weeks too early, or about actually 2 weeks too early. Missing it by 2 weeks isn't too bad, though, if you ask me, in the crypto world. So once this turns the corner, which it almost seems like it's trying to do right now, you see I had a very aggressive downtrend. Cracked back north. One would argue that it did break this trend line right here. See that? Linear log doesn't matter. That's broken. So now it just needs to recover and chop its way out. Won't be easy. That was a very aggressive move yesterday, but I'm hoping we see more do this same sort of pull off the bottom formation. Now, that's been 30 minutes. I would do a longer stream. Like I said, the camera quit working. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate everyone being on here. We'll do an extra stream or something next week to make up for it. I know we didn't do a full hour. I know it sucks, but I can't control equipment failures. I don't know why it quit. It was working earlier today because I was in here earlier today. So whatever. Anyway, I'll leave you people with these 3 things. As always, please make the best of your days, the worst of your tomorrows. Have a better day tomorrow than you had today, right? You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. Keith appreciates that more than you'll ever realize, okay? Thank y'all. I appreciate that so much. And last but not least, if anybody told you, let Keith tell you. Keith loves you. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.